Hello, it's Sean. Today I'm going to be working on some bat swarms. These models are from Reaper Bones line, and they're just a swarm of bats that are kind of flying above a tombstone. I'm going to use these for Lord of the Rings bat swarm for my Moria army. I'm going to try to turn the gravestone into a rock pile so it looks more like it's in a cave than it looks like a gravestone, but we'll see how that turns out. I put these on 40mm bases. I used some JB Weld to attach it to the base, and they're ready to be painted now with a quick spray primer, just painted black. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush these with kind of a dark gray. So we're going to go with a Basalt Grey. Next up, I'm going to do another dry brush, but I'm going to use a lighter gray. This time we're going to go with a light gray. So I've got this started painted, but I want to do a little work on the base. And I want to do that before I get it too painted because I don't want to mess up the final paint job. I want to be able to touch it up if I need to. I've got some rock pieces that are made from plaster and a Woodland Scenics rock mold. I'm going to cut those down so that I can box in the tombstone here. So I'll kind of put them around, and then I'm going to fill in that with some Sculptamold. This is kind of a homemade batch. All it is some plaster with cellulose insulation. So it's the stuff you spray into your attic and a bunch of plaster. It gives it structure, and it's going to help me to it's very messy. It's going to help me to be able to make this rock face, or this rock clump that the bats are going to be flying over instead of a tombstone. So I'm going to play with that a little bit and see what I can come up with, and hopefully it looks all right when it's done. Alright, this is dried. Next up, I'm going to apply some washes to kind of give it some color. stones, usually not just gray and black, so I want to bring out some subtle tones in this. These colors are going to look pretty bright when I first apply them, but they'll tone down as I add more washes and dry brushing and stuff. So I've got a flat yellow, a flat red, and watered down green ochre. All these have been watered down quite a bit, so you'll see when I apply them, because this has lots of plaster in it, it's just going to soak right into this. So I'm going to spread those around, do a little bit of each color, and then I will go over it with a soft tone wash that will kind of put a brown all over it, and then I'll go over the whole thing with a dark tone and then do some dry brushing. Alright, again, this looks pretty bright, but I promise it'll get less bright. Now I'm going to go over most of the area, all the stuff that's still white. I'm going to go over with soft tone, and I'll also go over some of the other areas just to kind of add a variation of color. Alright, so next up I'm going to wash the whole base with dark tone. Alright, I'm going to dry brush the base with burnt umber. Alright, now I'm going to dry brush the base with green ochre. Next up, I'm going to wash the base with dark tone. Well, I finished these bat swarms. I think I didn't get a couple of things on video. I painted their faces with Beasty Brown and then just went over that with a dark tone. I think they look pretty nice. I also added a little static grass to the base. I just picked a couple spots, put on some wood glue, and sprinkled on static grass. And that'll kind of help them blend in with my Moria army. I like the look of these. I'm not sure I would do a ton of models like this, but I didn't want these to look like they were in a graveyard because they're in my Moria army, and that is kind of cave based, so I like the look that I achieved with this, and I think they'll be a nice addition to that army. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, If you want to see more videos like this and the other projects that I work on, you can subscribe to my channel. Be sure to click the bell so you get notifications when I post new videos. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, and there's links to all those in the description. If you have any questions or comments, you can put it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.